Short Circuit, the game of the film, only without Steve Guttenberg, thankfully. Number 5 is a strategic artificially intelligent nuclear transport series robot, or SAINT for short, produced for the US military by Nova Robotics. By a bizarre stroke of fate, this omnipotent killing machine was zapped by a 1,000,000-volt lightning bolt and became a living entity with a conscience and a will to survive.
Kidnap the humans, destroy the machine!
Now you are alive, you intend to stay that way, which isn't going to be so easy, as the scientists who put you together in the first place want to find you and deactivate you, as do the guys at Nova Electronics who have to stop your weapons potentially killing millions, as do the security, who are also none too keen on having a laser-toting robot wandering all over the place.
Welcome to my planet!
Ah well, if that plot was good enough for the movie back in 1986, then Ocean Software may as well use it in the game, save them having to think up anything original. I'm pretty sure I had this as part of the Magnificent 7 pack back as a kid. That was a pretty awesome compilation. All of the games on that pack are also covered on the channel, so check those out too in the playlists. There are 2 parts to this arcade adventure style game. The first part is set in the factory where you are kept, with your objective being to escape. Your robot has 4 control functions, which are activated by the fire button and switched by hitting the spacebar, where you can cycle through jump, laser, search and utilise. Jump is pretty obvious, although you first need to find something called a jump ROM before you can bounce in all directions. The laser too is pretty straightforward, but obtaining it is a different matter. Whenever you try to use it, you are given the message, "More input needed."
Malfunction. Need input.
You will need to explore all 36 rooms of the factory complex and collect hardware and software for activating your laser, and also the technical manual for building a replica robot, following on from the plot in the movie where you build a robot to foil your pursuers. The search function is the key to the game, and you must find furniture or pretty much anything and search it. You begin with enough data to log on to the Nova Research computer system and download other programs into memory, which is restricted to 3. Load a 4th and you will be required to erase an existing one, which also applies to the number of objects carried. The Utilize function will enable you to manipulate your findings, and you can either hide it, which is useful when your hold is full. You can stash an object somewhere then go and collect it when needed. Also, you can input it, which allows you to stick your thing in whatever you wish. The computer will tell you what effect, if any, it has. Or you may choose to ask your systems to analyse it before you decide on your desired use. Most of the first part of the game is spent wandering around, searching and testing which objects are the catalysts and which are the red herrings. Cautious movements are required if you do not wish to set off the alarm, and if you touch anything you shouldn't, then in a matter of seconds the government agents will set upon you for deactivation.
No disassemble!
The second section follows Number 5's journey across a countryside backdrop, hotly pursued by his would-be captors. The local wildlife must also be avoided, as your conscience is so troubled by the death of living things that you will shut down if you inadvertently harm too many creatures. Upon completion of the dummy robot, which is destroyed in your place, the robot makes his way to the human friend's van and freedom. Admittedly, this part of the game is more like a bonus stage than a continuation from the first level, a mediocre little shoot 'em up in which you must stun the guards with your laser on your way to safety. Short Circuit is well presented though all the same, with its big colourful graphics which make the game a whole lot more interesting I suppose, and there's a boppy little disco track playing through, courtesy of Martin Galway. Ocean Software paid a fair bit of attention to detail, even bothering to draw in a pair of feet under the door of one of the men's cubicles. Number 5 scrambles about in an awkward fashion, and the interiors of the factory section are presented in a crude 3D style. The second stage is better, but is annoyingly difficult to play, and both sections seem to be very repetitive too, as any progress depends on a previous knowledge of the screen layouts. This means that you can expect to die quite a few times before completing a section, not to mention the entire game. In essence, although this is certainly not one of the better arcade adventures available for the Commodore 64, it may still have limited appeal. The inventory control method was very laborious to master, but when you get a grasp of it, it becomes second nature. The bottom right of the screen becomes a DOS-type prompt command that you control with the joystick until you find the right action. In case you did not spend enough time cycling through the menu system, you are also against time, and when time runs out, the guards find you. At some points in the game, another robot mirrors your every move, and this alone can drive you to want to rage quit the game. Also, if you hit the wrong door panel or press the wrong button, the alarm sounds and it's game over. Harsh. Still, a nice use of film license from the group of films I remember watching as a kid, like Cocoon, E.T., Flight of the Navigator and Goonies, to name a few, so it brings me right back to my childhood. Thanks for watching, guys. What did you think of Short Circuit? Hit the like button and let me know in the comment section. Not every game that the Commodore 64 had to offer will be amongst your favourites, but be sure to hit subscribe and follow me on this epic journey, revisiting the vast library of games with the hope that your favourites will be just around the corner. Hopefully, I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, bye for now.
See if you can vote it. D station. Come on, now.
Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
What is going on?